All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Gotten the coin flip done. Already stumbling over my words. But today I'm joined by JoshuaScott, and we're gonna be bringing you a Div A matchup here, Div A East, between Sky5 returning after a season break and Dark Allegiance, formerly known as Deathweb. So before we get too deeply into it, I'm gonna try and see if I can get a lobby here. But we're going to go ahead and look over a little bit about the teams, as well as just some info going in. So Sky5 1-0 so far in the season, 2-0 map score. They had a season off, and they're coming back and looking pretty strong. Dominant first week. And Dark Allegiance, formerly known as Deathweb, 0-1 so far in the season, but obviously only 1 week in. And they have been overall doing. They've looked pretty decent. Definitely, we were the team actually that played against them in the first week. They definitely had some strong points, and they were very impressive last season, going 20-7 in Division B East. So looking to see if they can pick up a win here. There are some roster changes for both of these teams, but both, I think, have a solid chance here of kind of showing where they belong in the standings as we kind of sort everything out going into the season. So going ahead and looking at the map info so far, we had Sky5 won the coin flip. They decided to go for map pick, going ahead and banning out Brax's Holdout and Tomb of the Spider Queen. On the side of Dark Allegiance, they decided to ban Alterac and Infernal Shrines. And so that is that's where we're at so far. Now, in this Towers of Doom map, just waiting for everyone to get into the lobby, and then we can go ahead and begin. But I believe my co-caster is maybe ready to introduce himself.
Yeah, hello, thank you. Yeah, sorry about that. I was just finishing up my dinner right here, eating a late dinner tonight. But yeah, very excited about tonight's game. Dark Allegiance versus Sky5. Sky5, as you mentioned, did take a season off. So yeah, this would be definitely interesting to see how they'll perform tonight.
All right, gonna go ahead, let the teams know that we are ready. Yeah, looks like, all right, we got Key, we got Idioms, we got Hemi, we got all the homies in chat. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
12 viewers.
All right, ooh, 12
audience.
viewers, dude. That's like it's getting crazy. I don't normally look at my viewers just because I don't have enough screen space. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and jump into the draft here. As I mentioned, this is map pick of Sky5. I was honestly surprised.
Really? Oh, wow.
I was surprised that they went for map pick with the win of the coin flip, because frankly, a lot of people consider first pick to be busted right now, and I would kind of agree.
Really? Wait, why? Because is it because of Chromie?
Because there's just a bunch of broken heroes.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like when we play, we typically like the map pick.
That's true. We do like map pick
Barracks,
sometimes.
Yeah.
I guess I think in Div A, I think there's a solid balance for sure. It really depends on how you value the target bans. As we were going to see, a target ban onto Garrosh there. Huge slot, a bit of a Garrosh main. I believe it's like something like 60% win rate on the hero, just overall in Storm League. And then I don't even want to know what it is in competitive, but definitely a highlight for them. And it's just going to be really standard bans. Tychus and Stukov taking out some of the more popular one-shot pick-off heroes who are both extremely solid in team fighting as well.
Yeah, definitely. Interested to see what Sky5's second ban will be.
Yeah, this could be another target ban, or maybe just trying to take out a meta pick.
Oh, Sonya. Okay.
Yeah, that's a meta pick for sure there. Slam build got buffed like, what, 4 patches in a row? And then people realized, wait, Sonya's OP now. And now she's pretty consistently first pick, first ban.
Yep.
But speaking of another hero that's first pick, first ban, that's going to be Chromie for Flames. And I already feel like that's a pretty good start for Dark Allegiance. They're probably happy to have that.
Yeah, especially on this map, Chromie and her interrupts on the shrines, very strong.
Yeah, and has solid wave clear and poke against structures too, but we're going to see Silver, Silver, Silver picking up the Uther, presumably main tank here for Sky5.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe Alan by default is their support player.
Yeah. I know Silver and Liddell used to be on Tiny Dancers, joined Sky5 for this season, but they were a pretty classic frontline duo, and they would actually swap between who's tanking a lot, but it's going to be ETC and Anduin here. So I like the Anduin pick into an Uther main tank because really the main thing Uther offers, other than the healing, is really good chain CC on the other team's front line or whoever gets out of position. So having the Anduin to just pull whoever gets caught in that chain CC will be very useful for Dark Allegiance.
Downside of Anduin, though, there's no cleanse outside of that pull. Uses it once, 80-second cooldown, so they'll have to play around that.
Yeah, it is a. I believe it was actually recently reduced to 70 seconds, but that is definitely true. Lots of other healers have shorter cooldown cleanses, or at least have a way to reduce their the cooldown of their cleanse. Uther, for example, can auto to reduce his cooldown.
Lily can take damage to reduce her
cleanse. Yeah, and I think hers is a 40-second cooldown baseline anyway. We're actually going to see Mei banned out here. So maybe not buying into the Uther being the main tank just yet, which is definitely a possibility. I've seen crazier things, I'll say that.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if Dark Allegiance wasn't able to scout Sky5 since they didn't play last season.
Yeah, that is possible. It's going to be Cassia here, another super high priority DPS hero who has managed to fall through a little bit, and to make up for the abysmal macro of Li Ming, Uther, and Cassia, they're going to draft possibly the best wave clearing hero in the game in Zool for their offlane.
We see the Leoric again. I was kind of expecting the Malthael to counter Zool, but we got the Leoric. He might struggle early on before he gets Neo Peasants, but we'll see how it goes.
Yep, and then looking for a very explosive mobile backline with the Vala here. If they aren't able to get on top of Vala and Chromie is able to shell away from a range, that might be enough to stop a double support, but it only might. And the front line's going to have to play on point here to keep Zool and Uther off, as Ana is going to be the last pick. As expected, going to be double support here for Sky5.
Yeah, looking at these drafts, I'm kind of worried for Dark Allegiance, not gonna lie. I feel like they're two damage dealers, Vala, Chromie, very squishy. You have a Nano Ming on the other side of chain CC from Zool and Uther. Once the Anduin pull is down, Sky5 is definitely gonna be looking for a pick.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a test here. Dark Allegiance struggled against double support with the main tank Uther last week, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they're able to handle it this time.
Double support on this map too.
Yeah, it is a. I mean, it's one of the few things that can maybe out-sustain a Chromie in those really pokey fights, is just having the two supports here. But I'll go ahead and start us off now, introducing our team here on the left, Sky5. It's going to be Furl on the Cassia, Liddell on the main tank Uther, Silver, 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 actually not on the front line here, playing the Li Ming, Apple Mike on Zool, and Alan by default on Ana. Josh, you want to go ahead and bring in our red team?
Yeah, absolutely.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Can you swap over.
Oh, I am over. Okay, so we might be having a few camera issues. We tried to figure this out, but it's a little bit rough. I believe it's O, and then if that isn't working, maybe try hitting C. But if not, then you can just pan around and.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Yeah. Huge flaw on that ETC.
Yeah, live action.
On that Chromie, fall on that trick shot, USA Mafia on Anduin, and tops on that Leor.
Interesting choice here. We're gonna see Sky5 choose to just not fight mid, go immediately bot and let Zool catch the mid soak there. And not much gonna come of it, really. Just kind of brawling in the bot.
Eating a lot of damage, took a grenade and a full Ming orb.
Yeah, there was.
Will be down for another 10 seconds.
Yeah, you can see the power of double support there, where Liddell kind of got chunked very quickly down to about a third, maybe 2/5 of his health, but he's immediately able to get healed up. That being said, a very nice chain C onto him. He's gonna fall low again, but low isn't quite enough. They've got to completely confirm the kill here, or they're not gonna get anything for it, as Vol's gonna split off for the camp here.
See what builds they when Vola went Q build. She's definitely good at taking camps on this map, and the boss if they choose to do so.
We do also have auto build here for Uther, so looking to get the stuns in, or I should say E build, I guess, starting off. It requires autoing, but it is the E build here, so he's going to try and just get those chain CCs with the CDR there.
Trick shot getting the camp out before blue team. Looking at blue team's comp, they definitely seem to be struggling with the camp clear.
Yeah, and Huge Slot was doing a good job on the ETC to disrupt the ability of Sky5 to do their camp there, but had to get pulled out as we saw the Zool rotation. That is, like you said, what you can do when you have that Zool just out-rotating the other team's offlane.
Both the pumpkins being cleared out, no damage to structures yet.
Yep. You know what, let's check on the offlane. How are they doing?
Oh, actually, blue team didn't even take their camp yet. They're doing it right now.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Looks like Apple Mike actually not doing quite as well as he might like to.
Leoric might not be able to double soak as fast, but he's definitely out-trading him in the duel.
Yeah. Vala did go for the full Q build here, pretty much as expected. Some nice big W hits coming in there for Flames. I think that was 5 stacks on his level 1. The earlier you can get that stacked, you are able to get a lot of early burst, which can help you kind of get the early kills that can be really hard to get against a double support team like this.
Yeah, definitely. Lydell popping CC on trick shot, but no damage to follow up.
Yeah, it looks like Furl was off catching some soak, but comes in now in Huge Slot on the ETC. Gonna take some punishment, slides through, kind of rotates out, but now it's a little bit of an awkward positioning here for both teams, actually. But
yeah,
it's just gonna be a poke war, basically.
Quite a messy fight. Yeah, definitely. Chromie has great poke, so does Ming, and of course, blue team has the double support to sustain.
I'm really loving these time traps coming out from Flames. He's throwing them on the Ana and on the Ming whenever Huge Slot slides in, so that there can't be the follow-up to when Uther goes for the stuns. Really good little micro plays there, as we're actually seeing Leoric go all the way up top to catch soak. So I guess they're pretty confident in the Chromie being able to poke out here.
ETC rotating mid to catch that soak as well. Seems like both teams have decided to leave the shrine alone. It's too much poke.
Yeah. Oh, is something gonna...
Trap on Uther. Good CC chain.
Anti-heal going out
to slide onto the Uther.
Yeah, and it did come eventually, and actually that is going to be the Uther kill, but here's the thing about Uther. He dies and he gives his team about a 8-second bonus burst healing, but it's not going to be enough for them to finish the fight here. Just now getting level 7, as it's actually going to be Seeker for Silver here on the Ming, really fully committing to getting the blow up on whoever gets Uther's hammer.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Most of the times you see the Calamity at level 7, but here Silver choosing to go Seeker build.
interesting to see that even though Zul is definitely the superior wave clearer, Sky5 is choosing to rotate Furl to the mid lane there on the Cassia pretty frequently to try and interrupt and get ahead even further in the soak.
Sky5 pulling out successful invade on the camp. Doesn't seem like there's any resistance.
Yep, trick shot on the Vala, was trying to do that alone, was very low. So that was a nice easy steal for Sky5. Gonna be able to get the tower. But not the mid wall, thanks to a nice bug there with the sapper. Indie company.
Hammer and Sleep going on ETC, but we're seeing a counter engage from ETC.
Ah, wow. The hammer came out and Huge Slot fell pretty low, but I guess he was pretty confident. He said, hey, they threw all of their abilities on me and I'm still alive, so I'm safe to slide in, and slide in he did and was able to make it out. I like the level 1 pickup here for Silver on the main, going for the Force Armor. That is, in my opinion, a must pick for any Li Ming when you're going up against a Chromie. Really saves you in late game teamfights. As a big mosh with a light bomb going to catch 2, and that is going to be Li Ming and Cassia disappearing off of the map. Really nice catch on the rotation there by Huge Slot. Alright, objective gonna come up now. And still 6 seconds on these death timers. I would expect this to just be 2 free objectives for the side of Dark Allegiance, and it is going to be. Sky5 struggling a little bit, actually, a level behind at this point. Not what I expected, considering the Leoric pick. But if we look at minion XP, they're about 2.5k behind. Ooh, but a good Valkyrie onto the Anduin.
And follow up from Uther to get the kill. Mafia's down, reset for Li Ming.
Nano Boost putting out a ton of damage. Chromie barely going to be able to make it out, and a nice time trap to save himself from the Zul route there from Apple Mike. But considering 4 ults committed there, 1 kill only for the moment. Huge Slot going to fall, and make me eat my words as I say that.
Trick shot, is Trick Shot going to fall? Chromie, Trick Shot, root on Chromie.
Ooh, this might be all of the members here.
Oh no, Cassia didn't go for the Chromie, instead choosing to go for Trick Shot, but ended up not getting either kill.
Yeah, but still, you know what? They're able to get the fort out of that, so I think the question, was all of those ults worth it for just a couple kills? Absolutely. This bottom lane control is, of course, essential if you want to get a nice lead. And the comeback XP from the kills, as well as the XP from taking that fort. Fun fact, Towers of Doom, the only map to still give you an instant burst of XP for taking a fort. Enough to even up the XP overall here, level 12 to 12. Nice little bit of burst going onto the Vala there. And now it's just going to be Sky5 trying to walk the sappers in to the death zone. Q-Build Vala is going to be able to pretty quickly handle them. But I don't think that Dark Allegiance will be able to contest this objective, as Silver is already splitting off to go ahead and grab that. Alright, ETC going.
Halfway through.
Yeah. That was a aggressive slide under the fort there. Huge Slot might actually be a little bit glad that that stun came out when he started the slide.
Oh, and Tomb on Lydell.
Yeah. As well as a mosh pit. The Nano Boost went out onto Cassia, but it's not going to be able to do anything as she gets caught in the mosh pit. Valkyrie going to come in, but not quite be enough to finish off the Leoric, and that is going to be 2 kills. And this fort going right back over to the side of Dark Allegiance. A really, really nice back and forth so far, as we're 13 levels to 14, 24 core health to 31. And now, going to be the classic Sapper Camp invade, just what you would expect.
I feel like so far this game has just been a huge tug of war between the two teams. One team gets a slight advantage, steals the camp, and the other team fights back, gets a few kills, does the same exact thing.
Absolutely. We were discussing this a bit before the cast. Glass Cannon on Li Ming, we were expecting to maybe see this come out from Flames on the side of Dark Allegiance, but it's actually going to be here as well for Silver on the Ming for Sky5 this game.
Oh wow, he's really, really putting all his money on that burst.
Yeah, it's all in on, and you can see this as well from the Divine Storm pickup from Uther. They really are committing fully to just getting a one-shot combo on one or two members, using the Nano Boost, using the Chain Stun, as USA Mafia on the Anduin going to get caught out there, but now it's Little who's looking like they're on an island, able to get the Divine Storm out, and Silver is pouring out damage, but no one falling on either side just yet. Looks like pretty much all buttons but Mosh Pit are going to be pressed with no one dying, so that's kind of the thing with double support and healers like Anduin who can get those nice saves. You're able to have these team fights where so much happens, so many offensive ults are used, but only the Leoric dies. Yeah.
Min gets the blow up on Leoric.
And now, I mean, overall though, that kill came after the channel was already in for the side of Dark Allegiance, so, ooh.
Huge trouble here.
That is the chain CC we were looking for, and without the Anduin there to pull, it was, that was exactly what Sky5 looked for.
Heads up play by Sky5, knowing that Dark Legion's going to hit 16 soon, choosing to look for the fight over the camp.
Exactly, and looking for another pick there with the Valkyrie, barely going to miss on the Chromie played by Flames there. But
that was interesting. I could have sworn that Valkyrie would have hit.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. The thing about Valkyrie is its hitbox is a lot smaller than it looks like it should be. Oh, Leoric coming in with an Entomb. They aren't worried about not having ETC back just yet. They're looking for Furl here on the Cassia. Going to fall very low, and Divine Storm used to peel, but... Ooh.
Oh, they're getting a counter kill on the Anduin.
Yeah, ultimately, Furl lived, and you saw that full combo coming out from Silver on the Ming. When that Seeker does connect, it hurts. It really hurts. You saw Anduin there dropping from about 2/3 health to 0 from just the Orb and Magic Missiles combo there from Li Ming, and she hadn't even picked Mirror Ball yet, so... Really big win there for Sky5, getting the kill on the healer just before this objective too.
As much as the the 4-man's fun to watch us rotate up to the solo lane. See, this dual pick is definitely hurting them now. Huge pressure on the top fort.
That it is. Vala actually falling underneath the fort here in the bottom lane, as we're going to see Zul zoned out, and so even though it was 2 kills basically in favor of Sky5, it's going to be only one objective, and a mosh pit instantly interrupted. Everyone's going to be able to get out though on both sides. Very good healer play coming out from both sides. I'm loving Mafia on this Anduin. He is saving his teammates over and over again, but meanwhile in the bottom lane we did see Li Ming finish securing that fort for Sky5 once again. And that is a big turn in the tides for them. They've got to start making the points come back. So looking at these builds here, we've got some interesting stuff. What are your thoughts on some of the builds like from Leoric here?
Leoric definitely interesting. Going Ossian Renewal. Most people on this map tend to go the mana regen. Oh, huge fight in the bot lane.
Yeah, I'm like, man, maybe we're gonna have a little bit of dead time here. Finally, these teams will stop brawling and we can look at some of these talents. But as I think that we're gonna see another pick coming out, and this I think is where we're starting to see the double support really come into play here. As Sky5 is starting to just consistently get a kill, and as soon as that player is respawning for the side of Dark Allegiance, they find another. And it's really gotten to the point where Dark Allegiance just needs to try and sit back a little bit maybe, and stop staggering out here. Maybe even, ooh!
Oh, full combo on that Vala. Anduin Folk was not there in time to save her.
Yeah, very nice hammer there from Little, interrupting the vault of Vala, and the Cassia following up perfectly. As I said, one member of Dark Allegiance comes back, and another falls, it seems.
Yes. Oh, but Apple Mike in trouble here, stuck in the Entomb. Unfortunately, oh, yep, unfortunately not enough damage to follow up on that.
Yeah, only Tops and Mafia here. And while they were able to get close, it was not quite enough. That being said, with the borrowed time, they're going to be able to take back this bottom fort. And honestly, I think that is more than worth it for them. As I have an alarm going off.
Unfortunately, it's getting close to your bedtime.
Yeah, I gotta go to sleep soon. Don't worry. But oh my goodness, you know what? You weren't kidding. Look at all of the damage that Zul has gotten in the middle and bottom lanes, taking both forts down to below half health here.
Yeah, Dark Allegiance is a very dangerous spot, even though they're up 6 shots. If they wipe once, Sky5 can definitely take the mid fort, top fort, and bot fort.
Absolutely. It doesn't even need to be a wipe, really. Like, you can see the poke coming in here from this Q build Ming, as well as the Q build Cassia. 64 stacks on the level 1 for Furl here. They're able to chunk that fort from a distance. 20 is in for both sides now. We're actually seeing Desperate Prayer from Anduin, so realizing how all in on that one pick the side of Sky5 is, he's going for the instant burst of healing. Ooh, is Leo going to be able to save this?
Oh,
ooh,
no,
so close. Kills the minions, but the final shots go in, and that is Huge Slot falling low. And that's a death mosh.
Be swift, heroes.
Yeah, one of the problems VTC is to squish your tank. He can do a good job anchoring, but stays out too long, especially against an Uther.
Yeah, that's another hero taken down with a nice Valkyrie onto the Chromie there. There was one altar channeled for the side of Dark Allegiance, so they're able to take 3 shots. Leo using that upgraded auto attack speed with the Mithril Mace, as well as the Q build Vala coming in now. They're going to be able to take back the top fort, but as one fort falls, so does another. It's just going to be rotations here now. Dark Allegiance trying to keep themselves from getting 6 capped.
Fortunately, with this Sapper camp, it looks like they will lose the bot fort.
Yep, and this is the struggle here of trying to defend a situation like this. They had to wait in the mid lane for this fort to reactivate, and it took so long that the entire bottom fort fell by the time that they were even able to start attacking. And so it is going to be a Sapper going in the bottom lane. So looking at 12 points to 9 on the cores here. Dark Allegiance still ahead on the core health, but they haven't been able to find a kill since about mid-game. And they need to start finding them or they won't be able to defend in these future objectives. Oh, Huge Slot going.
Interrupted by the Ming. Huge silence in Tomb on Uther.
Yeah, oh, Huge Slot though, falling so low.
Ooh.
That 20 upgrade for Zul increases the damage so much, but it is damage over time, so Anduin able to heal it up, but the entire team here looking very low as the objective is about to spawn. Looks like Huge Slot going back. In fact, much of the team of Dark Allegiance going back, gonna try and use that tunnel to contest this objective.
Yeah, very interesting fight. I could have sworn
The altars have risen.
2 people were gonna die, but support's doing a very good job keeping them alive.
That being said, Huge Slot getting very low once again. Zul gets the channel in the bottom lane as Furl being chased, falling very low, but Little with the Divine Hurricane up once again. Ooh, as the Entomb barely misses. Huge time trap though. Uther falls. Apple Mike
Zul
getting...
in their back line. Did he go W build Zul?
Yeah, he is full W build. We're going to see ETC as well as Vala falling. That's 2 for 2 overall here. 2 for 3 as Zul falls next. Leo able to catch him in the mid lane there. But, ooh, the nano boost coming in here for Silver. But won't be in time, thanks to another great time trap from Flames on the Chromie. That is why this hero is always banned. She's able to control space so effectively. and really just deny a lot of the aggression that the blue team is going for right now. And oh, it was close before, but it's only getting closer. 6 core health to 7. Dead even on XP. Although it's post 20, so what does XP matter really? All
Is
right.
red team making play for boss, or are they going for top cam? It looks like they're starting by.
All right, they're confident.
Will blue team scout it out? Will Sky5 scout it out?
Looks like Sky5 just doesn't anticipate it. Yeah, that's it. That's Sky5 down to 2 core health. Pretty much anything short of a 6 cap, and they are dead from 1 altar being channeled now. Little bit of anti-synergy there from Huge Slot, unfortunately, booping out of the Entomb, and now all of the buttons get pressed. And it's Dark Allegiance who's on the run here. 3 falling.
Getting her resets. Oh, so close to clipping that Chromie. Oh, still getting it with the Wave of Force.
Yeah, and now it's that should be game here. Nice quad kill with the power of Zool. This should be a 6 cap and game. There's nothing I think ETC can do to prevent that. Especially looking at how huge this top lane is stacked up.
Yeah. And of course, minions do triple damage to forts.
Yeah.
Right here we see mid fort is falling.
Well, that being said, tops is coming back up, and they haven't gone for the top lane keep yet.
Oh wow, is this? There's 1 shot left on core.
Sappers in the bottom lane. Sappers in the bottom lane. So Dark Allegiance barely hanging on. This is the defense on the Sappers that they need to win here, but their range DPS are not back yet, and Little is thirsty to try and find the kills here. He knows they're going to have to step up. They find the Valkyrie. The Entomb is not quick enough. We're going to see ETC fall as well as Anduin with a nice repulsion there. Tops on the Leoric is next. Can they finish the Sappers? Yes, but it's not going to matter, I think.
Nano Ming popping off, getting 3 kills there.
Yeah, yeah. That is, that's Nano Boost for you.
Yep. And it looks like they're heading straight to the top for that 6 cap, close out the game.
Yes, and okay, Ana baited me there, going to auto the minions in mid wave. I guess they're just trying to make sure Vala can't retake mid. But that is going to be game 1 now. Going over here to Sky5, very, very close. But we should see this last shot going off into the core. And there's your game 1.
Absolutely. I don't think a game on Towers of Doom could get any closer.
Alright, chat says you're kind of quiet. I'm turning you up. Now you should be louder.
I'm shy.
Yeah,
yes, very, very shy. I'm very, very, very shy. You know I'm on a special watch list. One slip up, one slip up.
Alright. So does... Gosh. That was, honestly, I thought the Nano Ming with the double support was going to do a bit better in the early game. But it really, really paid out in the late game after level 20. Once, especially after Mirrorball came in, no one was living.
And that heal from the level 20 upgrade to Nano Boost, 1 orb in the full heals Li Ming, which I think is very important, especially since she went Glass Cannon.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess now that we have time, maybe we could talk a little bit about the builds.
Yeah. So, let's see, Speed Metal. Something that some ETC players like, some ETC players will say that picking anything other than the larger face melt there is trolling.
I don't know, I actually really prefer Speed Metal whenever I do tank. I feel like the extra movement speed definitely helps, especially against their super aggressive CC comp.
I think I actually do like it into the Zool plus the Uther here, because that's 2 frontliners who like just have to walk up to you. And so if you're able to have that constant move speed, you maybe don't even necessarily need the longer range on your boop there to keep yourself safe.
Absolutely. One build I found to be very interesting was the W build coming out from Zool. Typically, you see W build played against heavy frontline comps, which Dark Allegiance, I guess they do have the ETC and the Leoric, but the Vol and Chromie, very backline.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like it did not get that much value except for we saw one fight where it was post level 20 and Dark Allegiance got like 3 kills snap off the bat. And it was looking like it was over pretty much. But we had Uther Ghost Heals come in and Zool just ran at the back line of Dark Allegiance and 1v4'd long enough to turn it into a 3-for-2 instead of a 3-for-0.
Yeah, definitely. That level 16 W is very strong, reducing the damage dealt by 35%.
Yeah, that is definitely a huge one. All right, let me see. Let me whisper.
Oh wow, actually looking at this Leoric build too, I didn't notice it when you mentioned it, but going Unyielding Despair at 13 and an auto attack at 16.
Yeah, that was very interesting. I think if I had to guess what happened there, he realized after level 13 that he needed something a little bit more to keep up against the Zool kind of split push pressure, and so that would be my guess as to why he deviated there. But it's an interesting choice. I will say it did end up saving them somewhat when they almost could have gotten 6 capped, and he was able to take back some forts there very quickly with the increased auto attack speed. But I'm not sure if that situation would have even arose if he was kind of fully committed to one build. Especially since I don't think Silence Entomb got much value. There was a lot of Entomb whiffs because of the anti-synergy with the ETC booping after he was sliding there. Alright, so it is going to be the map choice of Sky5, it looks like. Dark Allegiance decided that they wanted first pick once again. So we are just waiting to hear from them what the map will be for us to go into here. So let me think. I feel like I can't really say that the macro was better for one team or the I'm not sure what kind of map I would go for if I was Sky5 here, because I feel like it was pretty close in most aspects of the game. Sky5 just ended up winning the team fights a little bit harder and the macro a little bit harder towards the end of the game.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to tell. I feel like that map, that game, Sky5 was running from team fight to team fight to team fight, really trying to take advantage of their double support.
Yep, it definitely did not pay off as much in the early game, but once they got Divine Storm in, it really started popping off for them. And it's going to be Battlefield of Eternity as the map choice here, so basically saying they're fully committing to try and either team fight or win by picking a lot of Immortal Race here. So we will see. That's kind of normally the two things you see from teams on this map, is either kind of opting to try and have a dominant team fight and just always defending your Immortal and getting your camps out so that you don't lose macro, or seeing a very aggressive, like picking stuff like Hanzo, Li Ming, so that you can just shell away at the Immortal from afar and never have to fight. So I'd be interested to see if that's what we see, if we see just more double support, or what's going to be the choice here for these teams.
Yeah, definitely. Also interested to see if Sky5 will pull out that main tank variant that they really seemed to enjoy last week.
Yeah, they did. They ran some main tank variant and had a lot of success with it. But I can understand wanting to try out the main tank Uther. It's pretty similar, and it gives you double support, which is all the rage right now. So, yeah, Idioms in chat saying that basically, considering how many staggered deaths there were for Dark Allegiance, it was impressive that they managed to keep it that close. And I would tend to agree. I think part of that was they were able to still find very close team fights and even a few winning team fights later in the game. But I also feel like maybe Sky5 not able to use their macro or making macro decisions quite well enough. And so maybe that's also part of why we're seeing Battlefield of Eternity. It's less of a split map. Not as much complicated macro decisions to be made. As we're going to go ahead and jump into draft here. What do you think? Is it going to be the same target bans from Sky5 and meta bans from Dark Allegiance?
Not sure. I think Sky5 will probably ban the Chromie. Time Traps got huge value last game. Definitely secured several kills, especially around the shrines.
Absolutely. I think when Dark Allegiance was able to set up is when they looked scariest, because a lot of what ended up happening was you'd see ETC slide in, kind of bait out a lot, but then a time trap would come to save him or to punish someone who was stepping too far forward, and then as soon as the time trap ended, all of the follow-up was there from Dark Allegiance, and we saw a counter kill. So Tychus gonna be the same first ban here from the side of Dark Allegiance. Will we see the Garrosh ban or something else from Sky5? That's the question now. And they're gonna make us wait the whole 9 yards.
Psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Oh, and we do see the Garrosh ban.
Yep. All right. So let me see. What was it here? I don't recall.
I believe it was a Stukov ban.
Yep, it was Stukov. All right. Let's see. Are we going to keep the exact same bans here? Is it going to be the Stukov for Dark Allegiance? Something that maybe they're less comfortable with. Yep.
Yep.
And it will be. So that means this final ban here. I don't know. I feel like this has to be Chromie. I think Chromie on this map even more so is just devastating.
Mm-hmm. Chromie or maybe a hero like Raynor or Hanzo. Very good race. But I'd be very surprised if Chromie made it through.
Mm-hmm.
Or is Sky5 looking to take the Chromie?
That would be it's okay. So it's the exact same first 4 bans from these two teams. So they think that Sonya's more valuable than the Chromie. I'm almost surprised that it isn't an insta-lock from Flames here. I feel like the Chromie was really disgusting for Sky5 or against Sky5.
Oh,
wow.
no.
Looks like you predicted right though. It's the Raynor.
Will Sky5 take the Varian Chromie combo?
I would not be surprised in the slightest if we saw Chromie picked up here. In fact, I would be shocked if we saw Chromie make it past the first rotation for both of these teams.
Wow, opting for the Ming.
All right. So I guess they're, you know, that is something about Ming. Ming is much more explosive with a nano boost, and just in general, thanks to her reset mechanic. And maybe with the damage reduction from D.Va, they're not as worried about Chromie coming in here. So they like the threat of the nano boost, and they want to try and make sure that fills up the ban slot here as full committal to race from the side of Dark Allegiance, bringing in something that you don't see as much in Div A, but I imagine probably worked out for them a lot in their very strong season in NGS Season 10. Vala and Artanis. they're just gonna hit the Immortal. I said yeah, I said it. I said this is a strategy some teams like, and they're gonna hit the Immortal. They're gonna hit it really hard, and they're gonna try and force Sky5 to always be playing catch up.
Absolutely. Are they going to ban that Anna? Or maybe the Uther?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like Vala Raynor into double support, you're gonna have a really hard time killing anything.
Absolutely. They choose to ban the Cassia. Okay. Interesting.
All right, yeah. I can kind of understand it. I do think the Valkyries that came out from Furl last game ended up starting a lot of the team fights that allowed them to push towards the win at the end of the game. But I also don't think that Cassia is the only ranged assassin who can do that. We could see a Hanzo pickup here. We could see really just anything, but...
There we go. Main tank variant with the white main.
Yeah. They are going to... they're going to go ahead and just kill. It's about as different strategies. I mean, I talked about it going into the draft. You normally see a little bit of kind of in between. You see some nuance, but this is about as far to each side as you can get. Sky5 wants to kill people. Dark Allegiance wants to hit the Immortal, basically. And I like their tank and their healer pickup. Mei and Anduin is going to allow them to play very safe and disengage really well here.
Absolutely. Also seems to remind me very much of the first game. Sky5 went for the team fighty double support comp, and Dark Allegiance went for the poke comp of the Chrome Vala.
And full committal to killing one person doesn't look... you don't see more of a commitment to killing heroes than picking double mage on Battlefield of Eternity. The map where you got to be able to hit the Immortal. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think this is Dark Allegiance's game. I think not picking any race like this... I mean, Li Ming's okay, D.Va's okay. But I think that even if Sky5 wipes Dark Allegiance, they will lose Immortals.
Absolutely. I think I agree with your prediction, but just for the sake of drama, I'll say Sky5 has it. Their team fight capability is much stronger. They get one taunt on the Mei, she dies.
That is true.
And I don't think Anduin is going to be able to have enough heals to save her. And actually, I'm not even sure. He might not even go light bomb this game. What do you think?
I think I could see a world where he holds his level 10, waits to see what Apple Mike picks here on the Ming. Different Ming player this time, as we do have Silver on the Varian, and this time we're going to see Little on the D.Va. The rest of Sky5 will just finish off here. Furl on Kael'thas, Apple Mike on the Ming, and Alan by default on White Main. We'll have to see what the talent choices are here for these teams. Because that could very much determine how the rest of this game ends up going.
Absolutely. On the right side, we have Mafia on the Anduin again, huge slot. On the Mei, trick shot on the Vala again, and Flames on the Raynor. And tops of an Artanis, of course. Cannot forget the offlane.
Yeah. Certainly going amateur opponent, although he is holding that talent
or is
for
he
now.
gonna stack off the D.Va?
We will see. Nah, it's amateur opponent.
Amateur opponent.
All right. The overlay is broken. D.Va is going for full metal.
Right now, we just see both teams catching soak in the mid lane. Varian playing very aggressive, considering that he does not have taunt yet.
Yeah, gonna get caught in the mace stun there, but the root will barely miss for the follow-up. And this is something where, even though I think Varian is weak early, I completely agree on that. I think with the white main, and considering that he's against a Vala who is once again going for Q build, not going to be able to do that much right now. And Raynor also for Executioner here. I mean, it's double sustained damage. I think with the parry, taunt isn't even needed for Varian to be able to play a little bit more aggressively here.
That's true, I definitely agree. And I just wonder if Dark Allegiance is going to make a play for the camp. Yeah, we see US Mafia going down.
Furl did scout it out, but it looks like not going to chase onto it.
Interesting. They killed one of the causers, but they left two alive.
Yeah.
I wonder if Sky5 is looking. Alan definitely scouted out. Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely think fight goes in favor of Dark Allegiance, especially if that Mei is great zone control on the camps.
That is true, but on the opposing side, both Kael'thas and Ming can kind of stand. You saw Kael'thas there. Stood in this area below the bush, but above the siege camp. And you're just able to throw your skill shots over the wall. That being said,
yep,
it is going to be the siege camp going to the side of Dark Allegiance, as you predicted. And that's going to be a nice start for them, but honestly, this is kind of the part of BOE where we just sit and watch and wait for the Immortals to spawn. Although, interestingly enough, D.Va did lose her mech, and now Tops starts the top camp, but only going to get 2 minions before D.Va gets her mech back and going to leave it.
Absolutely, it's very interesting. I would have expected Artanis to stay up there, finish the camp. I feel like Artanis definitely trades better into D.Va in the 1v1, especially early game.
Yeah, and something we're going to see here, even though Trickshot is low on mana, Flames and on the Rainer and then Trickshot on Vala are going to be able to finish their Bruiser camp. Probably, yeah, before the entire team, all 5 members of Sky5 are able to. So that's, ooh.
Oh, taunted right into the mortal stun.
Yeah, an early trait there from Mei, but she was already below half health, and so with the Immortal Stun after, that is going to be her falling. Spell Armor won't save you if the abilities don't come until after it's worn off.
Absolutely. You see D.Va and Kael'thas top clearing the camp. Dark Allegiance choosing to race.
Yeah.
But in the end went down to clear.
Yeah, and even though Dark Allegiance was very late to starting the race, they're going to win the halftime show, as anticipated. And Huge Slot going in.
Trying to find a ton on the Ming, but she teleports out.
And now this is pretty much just how I expect a lot of this match to look. Ooh, actually, Artanis swapping in. Pulling the taunt out, but getting away just fine. But all of the side of Dark Allegiance is actually getting quite low.
Absolutely, they're getting low, but look at the mana bars of the mages on Sky5. They're also getting quite low.
Yeah. Ooh, taunt goes on to Vala though, and it doesn't matter just how low the mana is there. A Vala is gonna die to a taunt. It's just kind of written in the code. I think probably somewhere to the left of where it asks for her health variable. That being said, I still don't think Sky5 wins the Immortal race. Flames is just hitting it, and he's winning.
Flames and Tops, the amateur opponent, just hitting that Immortal. And they get the Immortal.
Yeah, and this is how I expect this game to look.
Absolutely, at least up until the late game when those death timers are longer, we'll definitely be seeing the advantage going to Dark Allegiance in terms of Immortal.
Yeah, and that is a good point. We discussed this a little bit, but last game we did see a lot of late game splitting and picks that came out as a result from that. Just staggered deaths onto the side of Dark Allegiance. As I hear that particular sound once again, another Seeker build here for the Li Ming. I guess Apple Mike is drinking the Kool-Aid too.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I guess the Seeker build, I guess Calamity would be kind of difficult to pull off into Mei. I'm not too sure. I don't play a lot of mages, but I would imagine the W.
Yeah, I'm certain. I think a large part of it is going to be due to the fact that it's just much easier to land with the taunt and with the kind of taunt and with Uther's point and click CC. It's very obvious where you need to cast it, so it is going to make it easier. But it also is better on this map than pretty much any other map because of the fact that it will help their Immortal race a little bit. Ooh, Huge Slot uses the trait there and gonna die.
Not sure. Why did he use the trait there? Was it a bait out the variant taunt or?
I think it was honestly. I think they thought that the side of Sky5 had rotated away, as we're seeing the solo laners dueling over the camp for the moment. Should go over to Little thanks to the bomb and his team rotating down. But Yeah, I think he just was using it to heal up because he thought that the side of Sky5 was gone. But
see a taunt and a pick on that Artanis.
Yeah, and this is where Sky5 is gonna be able to find the game, if anything, is just from being able to constantly get single kills. And they will take the first fort of the game here in the bottom lane. Might lose the fort and Furl top though.
Furl sidestepping out of his mind and getting those heals from Whitemane.
Yeah, level 10, gonna save the Kael'thas there. And
That
now
was a
it's Trick
snap
Shot.
pick.
Caught out, gets the pull. But going to need to back now, and the members of Sky5 are chasing and going to get the kill onto Mei there. And they're gonna get a Bruiser camp too. Alright.
Typically, this Immortal spawn is actually not preferable, but I think for the case of Sky5, it's a very good, favorable Immortal spawn. They can definitely gatekeep Dark Allegiance from going towards their Immortal.
Yeah, that is going to be a free halftime show and some damage on this top fort here. As another taunt goes out, and we're going to see one Artanis disappear from the game. Unfortunately, not going to be able to live. And Trick Shot almost going to fall as well. So it's going to be 3v5 basically over this Immortal. So despite what I predicted, it looks like we are going to see one of the earlier Immortals going over to the side of Sky5.
Yes, definitely. Sky5 seems very, very comfortable with their main tank variant.
Yeah.
Gets a taunt off, immediate follow-up from both from Kael'thas and Ming.
This is definitely a very, very practiced composition for them. You can see very confident in his team, going for the Warbringer there. So just increased aggression. Doesn't need to be... And actually, now that I think about it, maybe having the 2 charges of blocking auto attacks is even just going to be better for him against this very auto-heavy team.
Varian finding a taunt on Artanis, but not finding the follow-up damage.
Yep, and now Diva boosting in almost finds the kill onto Artanis. And that is going to be the second fort of the game falling here to Sky5. You did mention this, and we are going to see the Holy Word Salvation for Anduin. Goodness gracious, that was a loud disintegrate.
Oh yeah, very interesting that Ming went to disintegrate.
Yeah.
Perhaps it was for a mortal burn, but that allowed Anduin to pick the Holy Word.
Yeah, I think maybe also just committing to playing from a range. Apple Mike doesn't want to go in and risk loss of health, and so just gonna go ahead and play from max range with the Seeker and the Disintegrate instead. A level lead now, as we're seeing 6 kills to 0, and Dark Allegiance, trying to kind of adapt here, is going to just start roaming as 5. They're basically saying, we know you're going to try and find a pick, so we are going to not ever be split if we can help it.
Absolutely. I'm not entirely sure if that's the best strategy for Dark Allegiance, considering that Sky5 does, I think, have the better teamfight comp.
Yep, and now Sky5 sees Artanis top. They're going to run in, try and get the Anduin there. Ooh, big cleanse from Whitemane onto Li Ming. Going to save her from the snowball there. But the Holy Word Salvation is going to save the members of Dark Allegiance as well. For the moment, Huge Slot falling extremely low, going to get the pull, but Kael'thas' bomb, it was there, and going to finish off the Mei as the reset gets Raynor. 2 kills here. Artanis still out trying to clear that top lane. Has great Immortal Race, not great wave clear.
Absolutely. Sky5 will probably get this keep here.
Yep, I gotta say, I was, you know, you heard my prediction at the beginning of this game, and based off of how the plays went last game, I expected, even with the Artanis and the lack of potential burst here, that we might see Dark Allegiance kind of stomp this map, but it's it's been the other way.
Absolutely. I think Sky5 knows their win condition very well, and they're definitely playing to it. As we see the Varian here, even now looking for a pick. Maybe on Varian? Nope, on Vala.
Yeah. And you can see, even though not much landed onto Vala, she is super low, and that is the weakness of Vala. She might do a lot of damage, but she doesn't have a lot to keep herself alive. Neither does Artanis as he gets caught out there.
Silver just taunting Raynor and walking away, knowing that his team got the kill.
Yeah.
Furl also, during that play, did a very good job zoning out 3 of the members of Dark Allegiance with that Phoenix.
Yeah.
From what I remember, I believe it's one of his... Kael'thas is one of his stronger heroes.
I would believe it. He's been... the follow-ups have been on point, and the living bombs have also been... maybe not being respected as much as they should, but they've also been getting a lot of value just from, I think, good timing and placement from Furl on the Kael'thas there.
Absolutely.
And now we're seeing level 16 talents come in with a almost full shield immortal here. Honestly, I know BOE can be one of the more snowbally maps, but I'm not sure. This could be game. Especially with Sky5 pushing up very aggressively right now. Nice cleanse onto Furl.
Also noticing talent picks, we have Shield Breaker on Variant. Very good into the Mei trait. Also Artanis trait as well. As you can see, their shields instantly being destroyed.
That being said, with all members of Dark Allegiance staying alive, they're able to take the shield off of this immortal. So that was actually... while not optimal, I think it was a pretty decent win, and you can see Mei looking for the snowball now. From the flank. She has to be careful though, because as soon as the taunt lands on her, she goes from the hunter to the prey.
Mei already getting chunked by the living bombs from Kael'thas.
Yep, so far though, she was able to distract the members of Sky5 long enough for them to keep their core alive without losing much of any health on it. There's the snowball onto Whitemane, but as well as the Diva mech. You hate to see it. And now Allen by default again going to get swapped in on the Whitemane. It's going to be the first kill of the game here for Dark Allegiance as they find her. But we're going to see 2 more members fall.
Delivering the bomb back into his team.
Yep, a bit of a mistiming there on the Q, trying to finish off Silver on the Varian, and it is going to result in him and one of his teammates falling. So,
absolutely. But Sky5 actually choosing the back instead of finishing the core. Perhaps they thought they didn't have enough damage.
Yeah, and without their healer and Varian being very low, I can understand the lack of confidence. Vala can definitely 1v9 if she's in a situation where she isn't quite as pressured. But even then, Sky5 is going to have just constant pressure in these lanes with the catapults, with the camps that they're going for. It's an extremely, extremely uphill battle. Dark Allegiance has to play pretty much perfectly from this point on to make a comeback.
I think the only way they will is to let Sky5 engage and potentially make a mistake. I feel like so far with Dark Allegiance engaging has not been working out very well. Artanis tries to get a swap, he gets instantly taunted and then shield broken. Mei tries to snowball, she also gets taunted.
It is 16 against 16 talent tiers though, which is I think about the best chance that we're going to see for this red team. And as I say that, oh my gosh, see
the flame strike from the Kael'thas finding 2 members of Dark Allegiance.
Ooh. And Flame's gonna fall to the Phoenix there. That's both the DPS falling. Huge slot will fall next on the Mei. Great slow there by Allen by default on the Whitemane, and you can see they know they don't even need the Immortal. They're gonna run straight into the bottom lane where they have a Bruiser camp, they have a Siege camp, they've got a Catapult. And this should be game number 2 and the set going over to the side of Sky5.
Top's going in, swapping the triples type.
Not able to do it though. And I guess that's what I get for betting on an Artanis. not classically a hero known to have much success in higher levels, unfortunately. That's gonna be a much more clean and confident looking Sky5 in game 2, taking that game 18 kills to 1. Anything interesting in the stats or talents you want to talk about now? I'm gonna see if we can potentially get an interview.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not seeing anything unusual outside of maybe the glass cannon Ming, but Ming, you saw that game was very, very safe. Added damage on top of the variant taunt was very good at blowing up Dark Allegiance.
Yeah, it definitely came out very well for them, and you can see even a much less scrappy game. The damage stats are less than half what they were last time, and it looks like we are going to do an interview, so I'm going to go ahead and hop over to one of the NGS lobbies if you want to join me, and we can get an interview here with Sky5. Alright, let me get this going.
Hello.
Alright, we're joined by Furl here. That was a very confident looking game number 2. You've got to be feeling pretty well about it. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. You seem to be doing better in NGS than we are in Storm League, but other than that, it was pretty good.
Well, I'll say from experience, I think you guys did pretty well in Storm League as well. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the games. So game 1 on Towers of Doom was definitely the closer of the 2 matches. You decided to go for map pick. What were your thoughts going into Towers of Doom, and why that map?
So shout out to Liddell. He said that they like the fighting maps, so we figured we'd try to macro a bit. That was the goal. It ended up being a lot closer than we expected. Probably one of the most stressful games we've had.
It's very interesting you say that because I feel like during that first game of your double support comp, you guys were going from team fight to team fight to team fight.
Yeah. So yeah, that too. That was. I think that's why it was closer than what it should have been. Is we should have laid off. I don't know. The ETCs kept catching us, and then we didn't really have a choice in the matter. I think in our team fights. Shout out to the ETC play. I in the middle of the game, I'm like. To the Ming player Silver, I was like, you really have to just stay back or we're just going to lose to Mosh. And after that, it turned around actually. So it was good by him.
Yeah, the ETC play was really, really good. And I was surprised to see the Chromie go through the entire draft game too, actually, because I noticed a lot of really clutch time traps that game as well. But I think what you said did actually end up kind of coming to fruition somewhat in that once you finally were able to get a few team fights, Zool had kind of weakened every single fort to basically no health, and you kind of just controlled the map from there on out.
Yeah, that was the goal from the beginning. But we didn't really pull off the beginning very well, but we came back well.
All right, so then going into game number 2, you did go to a much more team fighting map, and I was actually kind of, we were laughing to ourselves in draft because we saw pretty much the 2 extremes of what you can do on BOE. We saw your opponent's Dark Allegiance picked only race heroes. They didn't care about team fighting. They didn't care about anything other than killing the Immortal. And you guys didn't pick pretty much anything other than Ming going into Seeker to kill the Immortal. Right. You just wanted to kill heroes. So was that just a realization and a shift after game 1, or what was the decision with that?
So they showed their hand so early in the draft that we're like, we're just gonna kill them. So we went double mage. like we don't care about the Immortal if they're dead. So that was basically they showed the double auto attacker and Artanis, right? It was like they won't win a short team fight. So if we can just make it short, we're gonna win.
Absolutely. Josh, any questions?
Yeah, definitely. And you guys definitely did get the picks off of that variant. Definitely a heads up pick. I was kind of expecting it for game 1 too, because I know last week you guys played a lot of main tank variant. Is that something that you guys practice a lot, or is it just?
No, so both times were counters. Last week we expected them to play variant, and actually, I think we really screwed up their draft. I mean, they took the entire time for their last tank pick, so I'm assuming that we pulled that off, and that's why we picked it then. And then this time it was just double auto attackers that are squishy that are just gonna die to a blow up. So that was.
Yeah, definitely. Also, the shield breaker too on our channel on the May.
Yeah, and the May, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah, that was I think we were talking about it, and I was a little bit worried going in. I actually thought with how close the team fights had been in the previous game, with Vala kind of getting away with a lot, I thought it might have been a game going their way, and you guys proved me about as wrong as you could. So kudos on that. You guys are looking very strong for the season. The floor is yours for any shout outs you want to give before we head off.
Again, I did a couple shout outs during the interview, I think, but with Elfu's scouting, it's been a real help, because I usually do it, but and all the role swapping we've been doing has been, it honestly has been helping a lot. So it's shout outs to everybody that's just staying flexible, and shout out to my cheerleading wife in the Twitch chat.
All right. Well, thank you for the fun set. I'll go ahead and let you go and have a night off. Enjoy your win, and looking forward to seeing you later on in the season.
Thanks.
All right. Let me go ahead and get Josh back in here, and we will finish up. That's the cast for the night. I gotta say, game 1 felt a lot closer than I expected it to be coming in, and then game 2 felt a lot stompier than I expected it to be coming in. So a really fun set all in all.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with you there. Game 1 was definitely a nail biter. Down to 2-0. I really enjoyed that boss play that Dark Allegiance had on Towers of Doom game. I was not expecting that at all, and neither was Sky5.
Yeah, that's been something I've actually kind of been seeing at all divisions recently. I feel like everyone's kind of started trying to make these ballsy boss plays, and everyone's trying to do it, but no one's expecting it, and so it's been fun to see. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we've got. Anything you have to say for yourself or whatever, I guess, before we close off for the evening?
Nothing much. Just shout out to the lovely viewers, the 17 people watching right now. Shout out Dark Allegiance and Sky5. It's a great game. It's a great set.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I would just echo what you said. Yeah, thanks people who came through. It's always nice to see more than like 2 names in Twitch chat, especially when it's a last minute pickup like this. And hopefully maybe you'll see more of the JoshuaScott casts throughout the season. I'm going to go ahead and sign off though. Good night, everyone.